Kia MVP ladder, big man showdown awaits in Austin. Setting the stage this week, the present and the future clash when two-time MVP Nikola Jokic faces off Friday against rookie Victor Wembanyama for the second time as San Antonio hosts Denver in Austin for the I-35 series. This matchup holds a level of intrigue given what transpired between the big men back in November, but let's also not ignore the rapid pace at which Wembanyama has grown since then. The number 1 overall pick scored 22 points with 11 rebounds, 6 steals and 4 blocks in a 132-120 loss on November 26 to Jokic and the Nuggets. The reigning Finals MVP racked up 39 points and 11 rebounds in that outing, finishing an assist shy of a triple-double. Wembanyama averaged 20.1 points, 10.3 rebounds, 2.9 assists and 2.9 blocks in November, shooting 43.3% from the field and 27.3% from three-point range. Since then, the rookie's scoring has held steady at 20.3 points per game throughout March. But the rebounds, 11.8, assists, 4.5, and blocks, 4.3, rose over that span, as field goal percentage, 46.9%, and three-point field goal percentage, 40%, improved. One stat to know, 787 to 586, those numbers are Jokic's current rebounds and assists totals. The 787 rebounds are more than what he amassed in his first MVP season, 2020-21, and his current assist totals represent more dimes than he dished during his second MVP season, 2021-22. Remember, the Nuggets still have 16 games remaining. What they're saying, facing Jokic of course is a very, very interesting matchup. It's somebody I learned a lot from just watching him. So, playing against him again, I think is gonna teach me a lot. Wembanyama on his expectations for Friday's matchup against Jokic. Point 1. Nikola Jokic, Denver Nuggets. Last week's ranking, number 1. Season stats, 26 ppg, 12.3 rpg, 9.2 apg. His case, the defending champions fell right back into their dominating ways coming out of the All-Star break, winning 10 of 11 games heading into Friday's game versus the Spurs, 8:30 Eastern Time, NBA League Pass. Over that span, the two-time MVP has averaged a 25-point triple-double while shooting 60.5% from the field. The efficient Jokic took few shots in Wednesday's win at Miami. The matchup with the Spurs marks the first of 3 straight road games against Western Conference opponents. 2. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Oklahoma City Thunder. Last week's ranking, number 2. Season stats, 31.1 ppg, 5.6 rpg, 6.4 apg. His case, Gilgeous-Alexander produced his 12th showing with 30-plus points in his last 14 outings and his 49th 30-point gem this season as Oklahoma City moved back into pole position in the West. The 25-year-old carved up the Mavericks on Thursday for 31 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists and 2 steals. OKC has won 10 of its last 11 home games, but it hits the road Saturday for a matchup against the struggling Memphis Grizzlies. 3. Giannis Antetokounmpo, Milwaukee Bucks. Last week's ranking, number 3. Season stats, 30.8 ppg, 11.2 rpg, 6.4 apg. His case, Milwaukee dropped 3 of its previous 4 before Thursday's 114-105 win over the Sixers, a game in which Antetokounmpo scored 13 of his 32 points in the final frame. The performance gave the two-time MVP his 4th straight game with 30-plus points. Antetokounmpo has an NBA-leading 31 games this season with 30-plus points and 10-plus rebounds. The Bucks moved back into second in the East, but face tough tests up next against Phoenix and Boston. 4. Luka Doncic, Dallas Mavericks. Last week's ranking, number 5. Season stats, 34.3 ppg, 9 rpg, 9.8 apg. His case, although Dallas remains 8th in the West, the Mavericks captured 4 straight victories before Thursday's loss to Oklahoma City with Doncic lighting up the scoreboard for triple-doubles in 3 of those 4 outings. He strung together 7 consecutive triple-doubles before Wednesday's win over Golden State. A hamstring injury sidelined the 25-year-old for the loss Thursday in Oklahoma City. The MRI on that left hamstring came back clean, but he'll be re-evaluated over the weekend. 5. Jason Tatum, Boston Celtics. Last week's ranking, number 4. Season stats, 27 ppg, 8.3 rpg, 4.9 apg. His case: Tatum helped Boston become the first team to clinch a playoff spot with a 26-point performance Thursday in a win over Phoenix, giving the Celtics their 8th straight win at home. Tatum and Jaylen Brown combined for 63 points on 59% shooting as Boston moved to a league-best 30-3 at TD Garden. When Tatum scores, the Celtics win. Boston owns a record of